ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ أرسلنا إليهم كذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أن حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين. وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين. وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون. ونفخ في السور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميعا لدينا محضرون. فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم. وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم. ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون. اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين. أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون. أولم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم.
salawat to the loudest of voices. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي حاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء. يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا ولا الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تهتك العصا. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النقم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النار. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تقطع الرجاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفع بك إلى نفسي وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا. اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وانزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم أعظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لقبائحي ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيره. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي ظلمت نفسي ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فادح من البلايا قلته وكم من عثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفاته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرته. اللهم اضمى بلائي وافرط بي سوء حالي وقصرت بي آمالي وقادت بي أغلالي وحبسني النفع بعد آماني وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بجنايتها ومطالي يا سيدي فاسألك بعزتك ألا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي من لي غيرك أسألك كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم احتنس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما أهوى وأسعده على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعض حدوده وخالفت بعض أوامره فلك الحجة علي في جميع ذلك ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاء والزمني حكمك وبلاؤك وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذعنا معترفا لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني ولا مفزعا نتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبول قدري وادخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شد وثاقي يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني ورقة جلدي ودقة عظمي يا من بدأ خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي هبني لابتداء كرمك وسالف برك بي يا إلهي والسيد وربي أتراك مؤذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك وبعد من طوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك ولهج به لساني من ذكرك واعتقده ضميري من حبك وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تضيع من ربيته أو تبعد من أدنيته أو تشرد من آويته أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمته وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك الصادقة وبشكرك مادحة وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققة وعلى ضمائر حوات من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة وعلى جوارح سعت إلى أوطان تعبدك الطائعة وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنة ما هكذا الظن بك ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم يا ربي وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكثه يسير بقاء قصير مدته فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهله لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي لأي الأمور إليك أشكو ولما منها ضج وأبكي لأليم العذاب وشدته هم لطول البلاء ومدته فلئن صيرتني للعقوبات مع أعدائك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك فهب لي يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك وهبني صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأضجن إليك بين أهلها ضجيجا اللاملين ولأصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين ولأبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين ولأنادين لك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين يا غاية آمال العارفين يا غياث المستغيثين يا غياث المستغيثين يا الخالقين ويا إله العالمين. أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته وذاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته وهو يضج إليك ضجيج مؤمل لرحمتك ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك يا مولاي. فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمك؟ أم كيف تؤلم النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك؟ أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه؟ أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفه؟ أم كيف يتقلقل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم صدقه؟ أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب؟ أم كيف يرجو فضلك في عتقه منها فتتركه فيها؟ هيهات ما ذلك الظن به ولا المعروف من فضله ولا مشبه لما عملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك. فباليقين يقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعظيم جاحدين وقضيت به من إخلاد معاندين لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما. لكنك تقدست أسماء أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأن تجل ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالأنعام متكرما. أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوي. إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من علي جريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم نجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيته وبفضلك سترته وأن توفر حظي من كل خير تنزله أو إحسان تفضله أو بر تنشره أو رزق تبسطه أو ذنب تغفره أو خطأ تستره. Let's just say it together. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رزقي يا من بيده ناصيتي يا عليم البضر ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي. أسألك بحقك وقدسك وأعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي في الليل والنهار بذكرك مأمورا وبخدمتك موصولا، وأعمالي عندك مقبولا، حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا، وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا. يا سيدي يا من عليه مولي، يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي، يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا قو على خدمتك جوارحي، واشدد على العزيمة جوانحي، وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك، حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين، وأسرع إليك في المبادرين، واشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين، وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين، وأخافك مخافة الموقنين، واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين. اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فأرد، ومن كادني فكد، واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك، واقربهم منزلة منك، وأخصهم زلفة لديك، فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك. وجد لي بجودك، واعطف علي بمجدك، واحفظني برحمتك، واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا، وقلبي بحبك متيما، ومن علي بحسن إجابتك، وأقلني عثرتي واغفر زلتي، فإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك، وأمرتهم بدعاء، وضمنت لهم الإجابة. فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي، وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي، فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي، وبلغ لي مناي، ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي، واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي. يا سريع الرضا يا سريع الرضا يا سريع الرضا، اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء، فإنك فعال لما تشاء، يا من اسمه دواء، وذكره شفاء، وطاعته غنى. ارحم من رأس ماله الرجاء، وسلاحه البكاء، يا سابق النعم، يا دافع النقم، يا نور المستوحشين في الظلام، يا عالما لا يعلم. صل على محمد وآل وافعل بما أنت أهله. وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة بعد الصلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل الفرج. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وبه نستعين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين شفيع المذنبين رحمة للعالمين سيدنا وحبيب قلوبنا والشفيع نفوسنا والطبيب ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. ثم الصلاة والسلام التحية والإكرام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين المنتجبين المكرمين الخيرين الفاضلين السيدين الصادقين سيما بقية الله في الأرضين روحي وأرواح العالمين لترابهم مقدمهم فدا الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين إلى قيام يوم الدين. مؤمنين مؤمنات, brothers and sisters in Islam and Iman, Salamun alaykum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As you're all finishing up the quiz, I'll go ahead and have my chai. So these answers mean that either I'm not explaining things properly or clearly, or people are not paying attention, or maybe it's both. Right. Okay. Ahsantum. Let's start then. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Our topic is about how to build and adopt an Islamic lifestyle. We started off last week talking about that we measure our success, we measure victory, we measure our ability to successfully mitigate and handle a situation, not by actions, not by the results of our actions, but using a barometer of what? Our thinking patterns, the ideology that we have going into what we're doing, right? Once we figured that out, then we can determine if we had the right course of action or not. So it's not results-oriented, not action-oriented, it's thinking-oriented. A lifestyle, we said, is that, right? It's your thinking, it's your beliefs, it's your interests, opinions, orientations, behaviors, your value system, your identity. It's everything that makes you who you really are. We gave some different options, right? We gave some examples last time. A person can be on a specific diet, so they can live, let's say, a vegan lifestyle or a keto lifestyle, for example. You can have individuals who choose to live an environmentally friendly life, right? A green lifestyle. You can talk about a person being traditional or liberal, right? There's many different ways. It's about your approach to life. So then we connected our lifestyle choices and our actions, right? We said that there's a relationship between the two. And we said, based on verses of Quran, we talked about Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17, verse 84, where Allah there says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Qul, say, Kullu ya'mal ala shakilati. Everybody acts according to their shakila, their intention, their manner, their mode, the way that they are. So our actions are dependent upon that. We then gave two narrations attributed to the sixth Imam, alayhi salam, where in the first one he was talking about one of the reasons why certain people will end up in hell for eternity and others will end up in heaven for eternity is because if forever and they were always in this world, the ones who ended up in hell, it's because in this world their intention, their lifestyle was one of sin. If they were given life continuously, then they would always want to be sinning, right? They'd always be making the wrong choices. As far as those who end up in heaven, we said it's because in this world, their lifestyle choices were about obeying Allah constantly. So that's what allowed them to end up in heaven, becoming Ahlul Jannah, people of heaven. So it's about your frame of thinking while you're here. If you are setting yourself up and your lifestyle right now is one about sinning, then there's a good chance we might end up in hell forever. But on the other side, if it's a lifestyle and we're making intentions and choices based on always obeying Allah, then inshallah we end up in heaven. The Imam, we also gave another narration attributed to the sixth Imam, alayhi salam, and somebody asked him, what's better, niyyah, your intention, or amal, action? And first the Imam says, it's your niyyah, it's your intention. It's better than your actions. But then he paused, and then he replied to the person, said, actually, it is the amal. Niyyah, your intentions are the actions themselves. So what does that show us? That shows us that the niyyah, the intentions that we have, the lifestyle that we choose, the thinking patterns that we adopt, the orientation that we have, that's going to determine our actions. In fact, that is what our actions really are. So we need to make sure that our lifestyle choices are proper, set, and appropriate. And we ended last week by saying, well, in order to make sure we can develop a relationship with the Imam of the time, our job then is to make sure our lifestyle is in line with his. It doesn't matter what we've memorized, how much information we have. If our lifestyle is not one which is going to be suitable for one when he returns, if it's not in line with his thinking, then no matter what we do right now, when he comes, we're going to get a shock. We won't be able to change that quickly. It'll be very, very difficult, if not impossible. So one of our major duties right now is to try to make sure that we change our lifestyle enough that it's in line with his way. We're in sync with him. We're on the same wavelength as the Imam of the time. Ajjalallahu ta'ala farajuhu sharif. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Okay. Now let's continue with our discussion. How do most Muslims describe Islam, especially to non-Muslims? Imagine your coworker or a classmate or a friend, non-Muslim, comes and asks you, tell me about Islam. What is Islam? Normally, the kind of tagline, the cliche, the hashtag that we give to people is that Islam is not a religion. It's more than that. Islam's not just a religion. What do we say? Islam is a way of life. It's a complete way of life. Now, we say this all the time. What does that really entail? What does that mean? And is it even true? Again, it sounds nice. It makes for a great Instagram poster. But is there a such thing as an Islamic lifestyle? Or is it something that we've repeated so much that now we just assume it to be true? Is Islam just a religion? Meaning a set of rituals, things that we do, practice, ibadat, worship? Or, on the other hand, is it as we've been claiming for so long that no, Islam actually is a complete way of life, a lifestyle? Because if there is no such thing as an Islamic lifestyle, if it doesn't exist, and this is just some made up thing in our heads, then the whole discussion about adopting an Islamic lifestyle doesn't make sense. So we need to know, is Islam just a religion where you just do some things to make God happy and you're done? Or does Islam really offer you a complete way of life, an Islamic lifestyle? In other words, is Islam full-time or part-time? That's our question for tonight. If you can recite another salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli. My parents, may Allah bless their souls, they did their best trying to raise my siblings and I. Whatever they were taught from their parents, whatever they had learned in Pakistan, they had tried to teach us about the Ahlul Bayt based on that, right? You can't give what you don't have. So they taught us, whatever part of culture they knew, whatever part of religion they knew. My parents would make sure, they would try to force me to pray on time, to read Quran, to understand it. Well, not really the understanding part, but at least the reading Arabic part. Fasting in the month of Ramadan. Their main focus was the worship. Azadari, of course, was there. The meaning behind things, unfortunately, they couldn't really explain. Or the questions I had, unfortunately, they couldn't really answer. And the speakers that would come to our center, because of their cultural, ethnic background, they really didn't have the answers to the questions that I was looking for. Right? I had questions about God. I had questions about justice. I had questions about good and evil. I had a lot of, not deep questions, but at least deeper than most kids back then had. And unfortunately, the scholars didn't have the ability to answer. And that generation of parents, including mine, they weren't equipped. They didn't really know what to do. So I fell out of religion in that sense, right? I can't say that I fell out of love with religion because I never really had the love. It was just, I was practicing it just because my parents forced me to, that's all. Now I get to college and alhamdulillah, my parents, because they had ingrained it in me, I tried my best to pray on time and fast and, do the basics as much as I could, right? But now I'm off to college, I have lots of non-Muslim friends and they're asking me a lot of questions like, why can't you do so-and-so thing? It doesn't hurt anybody, right? What's the worst that can happen? Why can't you go to this club or this bar? Why can't you come to a concert with us? Or why can't you eat or drink this kind of stuff with us? What's the problem? It doesn't hurt anybody. You can still pray. You can still fast, right? You read your holy book. Just, have some fun, live a little. What's the problem? You're not hurting anybody. So I think a lot of us have these identity struggles, especially in this country. And I don't think it's limited in that college age range. Definitely, I think as early as high school, people are facing it. And even those who are in the workforce right now, right? Elders, even if they came from an Islamic country, over here, we're all being faced with so many tough questions that end up causing an identity struggle, know what to do. And deep down, we think, yeah, does Allah really care if I go to McDonald's and have some chicken nuggets? Is he really that petty? I mean, look, I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm doing all the good stuff, I'm being nice to people. I didn't murder anybody. I'm not stealing. I'm not a cheat. I'm not a liar. Isn't that what Islam really is about? It doesn't seem like Islam should be about, all these specific nitty-gritty little rules, right? It seems kind of extreme. This question has existed in Islam for a very long time. And not just in Islam, but other religions as well. And it's not just a question that has come about right now, right? It's famous right now, and it's on all of our minds, but it's always been there. It's about this idea of expectations. What do we expect from Islam? What do we expect from this religion? What do you want out of this? Do you just want heaven? So you go and you do a few things, right? You do this prayer and say these words in Arabic, do this a'mal and all this stuff. You get your points, and you expect that on the Day of Judgment, you'll say, here God, I did all this stuff. You cash in your tokens, your tickets, your achabacha or achabachi points. And then God says, here you go, you get heaven, you get whatever you want. I think a lot of us have that picture in mind about religion. But that's the thing. If it's just about doing these rituals to get points, then it doesn't seem like Islam or any religion is really a complete way of life then, right? So that's the question we need to examine, inshallah. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Okay. So as we said, although maybe we as Muslims, because people nowadays really only see Islam being portrayed and projected as a complete way of life. It's pretty much only Muslims nowadays saying that. Other religions have had the same question though. So tonight I want to explore the history of this question before we get into the other parts of the discussion. So let's look at the history of this question about whether religion itself is supposed to be a complete way of life. So we'll look at Christianity. Many of you may have heard the name of the famous English philosopher of the 1600s, John Locke, right? He wrote many works. For example, famous one, A Letter Concerning Toleration. There, to paraphrase and summarize, John Locke talked about something that we're all familiar with in this country, called separating church and state, separating the public and the private sphere. So for someone like John Locke and people who follow his idea, they said, look, out there in the real world, we have to deal with education, we've got economics, we've got government, we have all these things that we're all together in, regardless of religion. So that's the public sphere. Let's keep religion out of that. Now, when we all go home, we can pray to whatever God we want. We can do any action we want to please our God. Let's keep religion private. That's all we want, right? No, keep after shifting around. Let's keep religion private. So he said that there's a public sphere and a private sphere. Public is government, education, politics, economics, all of that stuff. The private sphere, that's for religion. So he said, separate the two. Religion shouldn't get involved in this. And many of us might have that same idea too. Say, look, religion's great. It's good for the masjid. Islam's nice in the Husseiniya, in the Imam Barga. But let's not get religion involved in politics and economics and all the other stuff, right? It sullies the name of religion. Or we say, Islam has nothing to do with that stuff anyway. Islam is not political. Let's go back even further before that. We have during the Renaissance, or if I want to show off my French, la Renaissance. Right, was that good? For anybody who knows French, that's pretty good, right? So during the Renaissance, the argument there was what? It was about religion, which was in charge of everything at the time, right? The church was, the priests were, the Pope, they were in charge of everything. Scientists and the empirical method started to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And they started to go against what the church was saying. So when the church was coming out and saying that, the earth was created in 6 days, but then science was saying, no, it took a lot longer than that. And the beginning of the universe was a long time ago. Well, the church, meaning religion, and science, then they were at odds. So even before John Locke, during the Renaissance, you see that there was this heated battle, this head-to-head battle between religion and science. religion and rationality, religion and the intellect. And for anyone who is interested in this question specifically about the relationship of the intellect and religion, or rationality and religion, religion and science, these are some of the topics and subtopics we're going to open up in the class on Saturday, inshallah, the introduction to the intellectual sciences. So this is the Renaissance. But where's all this argument coming from? These are all Christians, of course, we're talking about, right? But do they have anything sourced in their books? Is there anything we can find in their texts which can answer the question for them, right? Sometimes I think it's good for us to be familiar with the texts of other religions, right? I'm not saying we go full out Bible study, but it's good to know what some of their discussions are. Sometimes we feel like we're the only ones going through certain religious, theological problems and discussions. But I guarantee most of those same issues are happening and have happened in other faiths. And maybe we're just catching on a little late, right? We're kind of late to the party. So let's take a look at the Bible really quick. So again, before John Locke and the Renaissance, before the Renaissance, Christian theologians and scholars were arguing about and debating this idea of, is Christianity or is religion a complete way of life? Does it have the answers to everything? What is the relationship between this world and the next world? So we want to share two verses from the Bible. If you can send a salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ala. I'm pretty sure that there's never been a lecture where they say, the speaker said, I'm going to quote verses of the Bible, so please send a salawat. But it's okay. We can start some new things here, right? Some bid'ahs and innovations, no problem. So the first verse is in the book of Matthew, 22:21. So if the media team is able to put that on the screen, that'd be good too. So let me give a background to this question. So as many of you know, we're talking about the history now of Jesus, right? Alayhi salam. So he's living around these Pharisees, right? The heads or the rabbis of that Jewish sect of that time. Now the Jewish sect saw obviously Jesus as a threat, right? Jesus was destroying the rabbinical way of life, the Jewish way of life. So there was issues there. So those Pharisees, they wanted to take advantage of that, right? They wanted to try to get Jesus in trouble with the government, right? The Byzantines or the Romans, whatever you want to call them, at that time. So at that time, obviously, you had a Caesar who was in control of the area, as many of you, if you know your European history, or technically that's Middle Eastern history and European history. So obviously, Caesar had taxes on all of his properties, all of his the areas that he owned, including Nazareth and the areas in the Middle East, right? What we would call Palestine, obviously. So the Pharisees wanted to get Jesus in trouble. So they came to Jesus, and they wanted to ask him a question. They said, "Oh, Jesus, we want to follow you, we want to believe in you, but Caesar is asking us to pay taxes to him. But obviously, you're the representative of God, so shouldn't we give the money to you? What are we supposed to do? We don't want to get in trouble with Caesar, but we know that you're the representative of God. What should we do?" Sir, so this is where the famous passage in the Bible is quoted by many theologians about this idea of separating religion and state. So in Matthew 22:21, it says, "Give to Caesar," where Jesus is saying to the Pharisees, "Give to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and give to God the things that are God's." Meaning, if something belongs to Caesar, give it to him. But if it belongs to God, then you give it to him. Now, there's a huge debate about among Christian theologians, biblical experts, about what exactly was Jesus trying to accomplish here. If we were going to put it in our terminology, we would say that Jesus, alayhi salam, is basically performing what we call tawriya, right? He's doing kind of using a double entendre, or I don't want to say a white lie, that's not the best way to use it, but he's speaking in code words for those, because he knew that the Pharisees were trying to get him in trouble, right? So he needed to speak in a way that they would be caught off guard, that they wouldn't know what to do. So when he's saying, "Give Caesar the things that are his." So for those, meaning like the Romans, they would think, oh, because the money, the taxes belong to Caesar, Jesus is saying, pay the taxes, so we're not going to get upset with him, right? And anything that's religious, he can take care of it. So they understood, some of them, that, see, he's talking about separating church and state. And a lot of Christian theologians actually have picked up on that same idea. Other scholars have said, no. Jesus was being smart. He was trying to trip up the Pharisees because he gave them such an answer which was vague enough but also precise enough that they would take out whatever they thought. So if you actually believe that the whole kingdom, the whole world belongs to God, right? This world, the earth, is a kingdom of God, then technically the taxes should go to Jesus. So it really depends on what you believe. But again, I don't want to go into the biblical discussions. For those interested, you can research that. So many scholars, even to this day, use this verse in Matthew 22:21 as an indirect proof to say, look, Jesus is arguing for a separation of church and state, that you handle government stuff, politics on one hand, but religion goes somewhere else. Whereas some, especially classical religious scholars, classical Christian experts and theologians, were saying this was Jesus, alayhi salam, showing his wisdom and showing that everything belongs to God and everything must be given to him. And religion is a complete way of life because the whole kingdom, everything belongs to God. That's an indirect verse that they would use. But they also had a direct verse as well. This one comes in Romans 12:2. So over there, they say, or it says, do not copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Oh, that's the key point. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. So this seems very similar to the points we were making about lifestyle, right? It seems like the Bible is suggesting that there's a such thing called a Christian way of life, a Christian lifestyle, right? Being a proper Christian 24/7, having Christian thinking. Why? Because he's saying, don't copy the customs and habits of this world. Or in our terms, don't be ahlud dunya, don't be a worldly, materialistic person. Be careful of that. Remember that there's a godly way of thinking. And as the verse says here, let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Right? It's a very beautiful line. And then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. So again, there's a lot more that we could discuss about the Christian history. And again, I'll take a look at the result of the poll that was put up after the discussion tonight. And there's a lot more we can talk about. And if enough were interested, if the votes went that way, then we can share more every Thursday, a little bit more about the history of this discussion, inshallah. So that's a little bit about the Christian history, right? About before the Renaissance, during the Renaissance, and then after the Renaissance. Now, let's talk about Islamic history. Christians, that's fine with them. What about our scholars? Isn't it obvious that Islam is a complete way of life? Is there even any disagreement? That's the next question we'll address. If you can send a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal faraj. So, I want to give you a general overview of the Islamic history, right? On this specific discussion, is Islam part-time or full-time? Is it a complete way of life? Does Islam have all the answers to life's questions or not? Most scholars, since the beginning of Islam, had one of two beliefs. One was that, yes, Islam has the answers to absolutely everything. Any question you have, Islam will answer it for you, right? The second opinion was that, well, Islam is a complete religion, yes, but it doesn't have every single answer, but it has most answers. Most of the things that you'll need, Islam is going to take care of, but maybe not everything. So these were the two major opinions there, and that's it. It's only since the past, let's say, recent 100 years or so, where this new ideology has come about. It's the idea of minimizing, right? Minimizing the role of religion. And now you can see in many of our communities, this is among Sunnis, it's been happening more, but among Shias, it's a fairly recent trend, where scholars have suggested this idea of minimizing the effect and the role of religion in our daily lives. They've discussed it on the pulpits and the mimbars in Muharram and Ramadan, and they've disseminated it in books and articles and lectures. And many of you may have this position. You may hold the idea that, look, Islam, yes, there's some rituals, that's fine, but that's not the main thing. Islam is not concerned with our day-to-day life. The real major points in Islam is about changing our being, changing who we really are, changing our morality, having good morals, being a good person. So sometimes even contemporary scholars, again, and they've been trained in the Hawza, it's not just academics, even Hawza trained scholars may have these opinions, right? So sometimes what we do is we attach labels to these types, right? The ones who kind of separate religion and politics, or the ones who say Islam is not a complete way of life, or the ones who say that Islam is only about being a good person and nothing else, right? Those, sometimes we label them as progressive or liberal or secular or modern, these kind of things. One just disclaimer here. I think we have to be careful of using labels like these. Why? Well, because normally when some of us use these kind of labels, you're progressive, you're traditional, you're conservative, you're secular, you're this, you're that, you're extreme. We're only doing it to insult people. We're not ready to have an open dialogue and discussion. If we wanted to be academic, maybe we can call ideas progressive, liberal, secular, right? If we actually know what we're talking about. But calling people that might be problematic, right? Maybe it's not as precise as we'd like. Because the minute I tell you, oh, this so-and-so sheikh, he's a progressive scholar, he's a progressive sheikh, you're going to get an idea in your mind, whether you're progressive or traditional. If you're progressive, you're automatically going to probably love them. If you're traditional, you might already have some negative ideas about them before even hearing what they have to say. Or vice versa. If you are a progressive person and you hear that somebody's traditional, you might say, I'm not going to bother with them, right? And of course, if you're traditional, you might automatically love the person. It's up to us to become more educated in Islamic ideas as much as possible, right? To really spend the time, which we do have a lot of right now. And we can learn more about our religion. And we can learn and we can hear other ideas and discuss them. We may not agree at the end of the day, but we can have respect and tolerance. I don't like that word, but we can, respectfully disagree with other people's ideas, assuming that we can have an educated discussion. Now, if we're not Islamic researchers, if we don't know what we're talking about, then maybe we shouldn't even entertain the discussion in the first place and allow somebody who's qualified to explain the different sides of the discussion. So let's be careful of that, right? We want to address arguments. We want to address the proofs. We don't want to do personal ad hominem attacks. What do we have in the Quran, right? Allah says, قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Say to people who disagree with you, what? Hey, if you're truthful, then bring your proofs. We don't start automatically attacking you. If you've got proofs, we'll sit, we'll listen to it, no problem. All right, and hopefully in these series that we're going to have, inshallah, in the future, that's one of the things we're going to be doing. Those who do believe in this kind of new version, minimized version of Islam, we want to take a look and see what are their actual proofs and ideas. They must have something from the Quran, right? They must have some narrations. Well, shouldn't we take a look at them? And I want to mention maybe one or two tonight before we go into the question and answer. If you can send a salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ala. Now I know most of you in the community. So most of you are probably thinking, look, this minimalistic version of Islam where it's about, feelings and, this hippie understanding where we're progressive and liberal. Like, we're not about that. We know that Islam is a complete way of life. So why are we even discussing it? Like those other people, those progressive, liberal, whatever, they don't have any actual proofs. It's so obvious, right? It's so obvious. We have a unanimous opinion among the Hawza and the scholars that Islam is a complete way of life. And people who bring in this idea of, Islam is just about morality, or Islam changes from time to time and place to place. This stuff there's no good proofs for that. Forget it. Well, let's just take a look at some of the ideas. The same Quran that all of us believe in, and the same Imams that all of us follow. Let's just see if it's so obvious, even according to that. Let's look at something very simple. First, in the Quran, Surah Al-Asr. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wal-Asr, innal insana lafi khusr, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. So, now, me, most of you know me, I don't like the Shakespearean translation of, I swear by time that man is surely in loss. Basically, Allah in the beginning is saying, hey, humans, you guys are a bunch of losers. Yeah, he's calling us losers. He said, well, okay, not all of you. Some of you aren't losers. Well, which ones of us, which humans aren't losers, Allah? Can you tell us? I'll tell you. Those of you who are losers are over here. If you don't want to be a loser, then you have to have what? إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Have faith, have iman, have beliefs, okay? وَعَمَلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Do good deeds, right? Be a good person. وَتَوَاصُوا بِالْحَقِّ. Encourage and promote everybody towards what is true, what is real, right? The truth. وَتَوَاصُوا بِالصَّبْرِ. And encourage people to be patient, which means you have to be patient yourself. Okay. Was there anything about like paying khums or all these rituals that we talk about? Was there anything like that? No. In Surah Al-Asr, it's saying, you are a loser. You will lose unless you have faith, you do good deeds, meaning you're a good person, tell the truth, and be patient. I mean, that seems fairly simple. All this other stuff we're adding on, like hijab and praying and all this stuff, okay, it's fine, sure. But it seems like God is emphasizing this other stuff. Why are we making religion so complicated if God seems to be making it so simple for us? This is the Quran, right? So it doesn't seem like it's so obvious. Well, let's look at another verse. Sorry, we're going to look at one hadith. A person comes to our sixth Imam, Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, alayhi salatu wasalam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajhum, and asks him, he says, أخبرني عن الدين الذي افترض الله عز وجل على العباد ما لا يسعهم جهله ولا يقبل منهم غيره ما هو. So somebody comes to him and says, what is religion? This thing that God has made wajib on us, that he's obligated us to follow, that he's obligated all the servants to follow, this religion that we don't have any excuses to be ignorant of, the one that God is going to accept from us. You tell me, Imam, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, what is religion then? What is that religion? So what does the Imam say? Over here, he says, Shahadatul an la ilaha illallah. First, it's just bearing witness, believing, having the testimony of la ilaha illallah, number one. Then what? Wa anna Muhammadar Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay, two, that's good. Believing that the Prophet, the last Prophet is the final messenger, okay. Wa iqam as-salah, and praying, okay, fine. Wa ita'u zakah, giving charity, right? Okay, we got that. Wa hajjatul bayt man istata'a ilayhi sabila, going for hajj, okay, fine. Wa sawmu shahr Ramadan, and fasting a month of Ramadan. Okay, and then the Imam stayed quiet for a second. Then he said, al-wilaya, al-wilaya. So he said it twice to emphasize the point. There's more in the hadith, but I'm going to leave it because of lack of time. So over here, what? It seems the main points are about believing in God, believing in the Prophet. What else did we say, right? Praying, giving charity, doing hajj, fasting, and then wilaya is important. I mean, most of these things are about beliefs, right? It's about, what you believe. What does it have to do? And yeah, there's a few things mentioned about praying and fasting and hajj, but all this other stuff that people talk about, like there's nothing about music, there's nothing about hijab, right? There's nothing about khums. None of this stuff is there. Why are we making religion so complicated if even the Imam is like, look, the major stuff is this? So is it so obvious to us that religion is a complete way of life when the Imam and the Quran are saying, no, religion is just one or two things and that's it? So the question maybe isn't so simple, right? In other narrations, when people ask about what is religion, the Imam, sixth Imam, says, هَلِ الدِّينِ إِلَّا الْحُبِّ وَالْبُغْضِ. Is religion anything other than love and hate? Meaning it's something more spiritual. He doesn't even mention any of these things about fasting and praying and all these other ibadat and acts of worship and rituals. So why are we making things so complicated for us? If this is how the Quran is speaking, if this is how the Imams are answering us about what is religion, then where are we getting this idea that Islam is some complete way of life? Who made this idea up? Maybe the arguments that the other side is giving maybe isn't so bad. What we are going to do, inshallah, next week, because I'd like for you to discuss this idea with your families, right? Talk about it. Do you really feel like Islam is a complete way of life or not? Do you think that there's any good proofs for that? Or do you feel, no, that Allah really only cares about our beliefs, He cares about being a good person, and that's it. The rest, it's, we have to do it, sure, but it's not super, super important. So these are the questions that we will be continuing with next week as we continue this subtopic. Right? The greater topic is building and adopting an Islamic lifestyle. Now our first subtopic is whether or not Islam has its own lifestyle. Right? Does Islam offer us a complete way of life? Is Islam something that's part-time or is it full-time? So we'll continue this next week, inshallah. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil faraj. Can you give an example of what you mean by the trend of minimalism in Islam? Sure. So you have many speakers and scholars that will say, look, the main focus point that God wants is for us to be good people. And being good is something that religion doesn't specifically identify. It's going to depend on time and place. So if right now people in society don't think hijab is a good thing, then hijab is not wajib, right? This idea of minimalism is more about, look, Islam only has to deal with your soul. It has nothing to do with this world, right? So all this stuff about, transactions, khums, and again, hijab, all these like legal issues, Islam, it was for the Arabs at that time because they were disorganized, they didn't have rules, they were tribalistic, all that stuff. It was for them. But now we have our intellect. Our intellect can solve things. We don't need God to tell us everything. So basically, it's minimized the role of God, or minimized sorry, I'm trying to get my hand in the box, whatever. It's minimized the role of religion. It's minimized what role God has in our lives in making decisions. Minimalistic Muslims say that, governmental stuff, political stuff, economic stuff, all that stuff we can figure out. Forget God. God doesn't care about that. He wants us to decide. We have to use our brains. We have to use our intellect. Look at the situation on the ground right now, during your time, in the place that you live, your society, and we figure it out together, right? Again, it's that continuation to a certain degree of what some of the past non-Muslim philosophers have said, and even some Muslim philosophers, right, and thinkers, that there's a separation. Keep Islam in your home, right, to basic rituals, and the public stuff, that's not for God, right? God doesn't care about that. So you and I have to figure that out. That's minimalism. The opposite of that is maximal or maximalism. Maximum idea of religion, which is every single thing in our lives. Meaning, even if you want to go and build, let's say I want to go build a house, Islam has something to say about it. Before I go and eat something, Islam has something to say about it. Deciding what clothes to wear, Islam has something to say about it. Deciding about the rules of mathematics, Islam has something to say about it. Now, some of you might think, is that really true? Is there such thing as Islamic mathematics, Islamic geometry, Islamic engineering, Islamic chemistry? That seems crazy. No, that 2 + 2 = 4. I don't need God for that. Well, that's something that we're going to have to discuss in the coming discussions, inshallah. So if there's no other questions, then we'll end for tonight. Jazakallah khaira, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin, wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Iltimas dua.
السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا وارث آدم صفوة الله. السلام عليك يا وارث نوح نبي الله. السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله. السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله. السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله. السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا وارث أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام. السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى. السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء. السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى. السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاره والبتر الموتور. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأسلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة، لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها، ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها. وأشهد أنك من دائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين. وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي المهدي. وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والأروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبيابكم موقن، بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي، وقلبي لقلبكم سلم، وأمري لأمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم. بأبي أنت وأمي يا ابن رسول الله، بأبي أنت وأمي يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد، السلام عليكم أيها الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحباءه، السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله وأوداه، السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة سيدة النساء العالمين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي الولي الزكي الناصح، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله. بأبي أنتم وأمي طبتم، وتابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم، وفزتم فوزا عظيما، فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس بن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوصيين، السلام عليك ابن أول القوم إسلاما وأقدمهم إيمانا وأقومهم بدين الله وأهوتهم على الإسلام. أشهد لقد نصحت لله ولرسوله ولأخيك فنعم الأخ المواسي. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة استهلت منك المهارم وانتهكت حرمة الإسلام. فنعم الصابر المجاهد المهام الناصر الأخ الدافئ عن أخيهم مجيب إلى طاعة ربه الراغب فيما زهد فيه غيره من الثواب الجزيل والثناء الجميل. وألحقك الله بدرجة آبائك في جنات النعيم. اللهم إني تعرضت لزيارة أوليائك رغبة في ثوابك ورجاء لمغفرتك وجزيل إحسانك، فأسألك أن تصلي على محمد وآله الطاهرين، وأن تجعل رزقي بهم ضارا وعيشه بهم قارا وزيارتي بهم مقبولة وحياتي بهم طيبة، وأدرجني إدراج المكرمين، واجعلني ممن ينقلب من زيارة مشاهد أحبائك مفلحا منجحا قد استوجب غفران الذنوب وستر العيوب وكشف الكروب، إنك أهل التقوى وأهل المغفرة. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا غريب الغربة السلطان أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى الرضا، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولانا يا صاحب الزمان، السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. أجر الله تعالى فرجك وسهر الله مخرجك وظهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طمعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا.